So let me pull up to my Discord and we will start talking about the champion riders that are available and their stats. So all of this information you can always find in my Discord under the Games War Dragons section. We post all the posters as they get released. For your reference at all times. So we're going to talk about Vivian first. So with Vivian, we do have... let me just make this a little bit bigger. So Vivian, when it comes to HP, you're looking at 34% that you can increase the HP and 28.5% on attack. And that's the max stats you can get if you're focusing on HP. If you're focusing on attack, the most you can get it is the attack brought up to 32 attack and the HP increased by 30.5. Now, my personal opinion when it comes to your base, yes, I completely agree, Corrigan. My opinion when it comes to boosting your base and making your base more formidable, I usually tell people focus on HP. So you want to make sure that your towers are able to survive when you're being attacked. And the larger amount of HP you do have on your towers, the better chance they have of taking down dragons. It's those times when the dragon's attacking your base, they leave a sliver left and you're healing your towers at the same time, so they so you knock the tower, you're healing at the same time if you have defenders in your base, and you have a better chance of taking down the Primarchs if you have more HP and your towers can live through it. That being said, if you want to balance off, he's also significantly smaller than you. But yeah, you want to focus on HP. The only place where I'd focus on attack more than HP is if you've got lightning or the Volt Towers. That's where I think you should focus on attack. So if you do have an area on your base where it's primarily lightning or Volt Towers, I would suggest that you do focus on attack. Because it will make it easier to shoot down those dragons. There's nothing worse than turning a corner and getting smacked by the lightning or the Volt Towers when they trigger and snap you, because it's very difficult to blink before those hit you. And this is Vivian. So all in all, Vivian is has the best stats when it comes to defensive riders, so it's a definite must get throughout the season. Once again, I'm going to be done this rider probably today. So what we're going to do is we're going to revive. We're going to open up a little bit of room in my revive pool. So currently my revive pool is at 416,000. Just going to actually do this right now. I have a couple big builds of 21 hours here. But I do want to leave a little room. And I don't want to use any more bullhorns until the reviving event starts. Now I'm going to be doing this all on one node because I want to leave the 21 hours and bleed that through, not using my timers to finish those off. And just using this open spot. That way during PvP, if I miss the 3 hours, then I'm not wasting any time. I'm wasting the time when it comes to the hats, but I'm not wasting time when it comes to timers on my troops building. So it'll be 42 hours before that actually opens up for me. So I've used bullhorns to build those straight troops, so I will not have too much room to be reviving with the 6 bullhorns, 12,000 troops at a time today, at least until date change. So let's go look at the next rider. So this is the Atlas rider. You get it. What you will have to do is you'll have to go through the rider section. If you need the shards for Vivian, level 1 to 50, you will need to get all of the shards for her through the Atlas season on the regular rider branch. And then once you're finished that, the champion rider branch will be unlocked, at which time you progress and you get the champion rider shards that you can use to open up more. Again, I don't have a Vivian yet, so I'm going to be focusing on getting her. I don't know if you can see my mouse here. Let me see. Yep, you can. So I'm going to be getting the attack, HP, attack, HP, attack, HP is what I'm going to be getting. I'm going to be stockpiling on HP as far as I can get, and then I will be filling the gaps with attack, probably starting with these higher ones, like the 6%. 6%, 3.5%, depending on how much they cost. So, the riders that are coming out are Suresh, Hugo, and Zandra. Once again, all of this information, it is in my Discord. If you look under Games, War Dragons, we do post anything that Creators Faction does post on the forums or in the other channels, whether it be Line, Instagram, or other Discord channels. We do take that information and we do post it here as well. So those of you who are not in those other channels have access to it. Another great place to be in Line is the War Dragons library, where has all this information as well. That's where I usually get this information. I copy it and I post it here as well. So I'd like to give a special thank you to Tammy. She's the one who created these ones. I like her setup, how she sets up these displays. So as you can see here, they're all, well, it's under my face now. Let me actually move this over a tiny bit. So as you can see down here, Tammy is the one who made this. So thank you very much to her for making these. So we're going to start with the worst out of these three. Once again, guys, if you already have these riders, you only need the champion rider shards. It takes 200 to get them to level 60. You don't necessarily need all of those to get the full benefits of these. Just like we saw last season with Rasheen, where you only had to get her to level 56 to max out her lines for a specific dragon. I was focusing on a hunter. We only need her to be to level 56 because everything else it's going towards warrior, sorcerer, whatever the case may be. So if you're focusing on one specific dragon type, this is you don't necessarily need to get them to the max level. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be getting the champion shards for the ones that I want first. I'm going to progress them. I do want Suresh. We're going to talk about why later on today. But let's take a look at all these guys. So we're going to start off with Hugo. Hugo. So if you are a warrior flyer, if you are a sorcerer flyer, or you are an invoker flyer, guys, this is the rider to get. Why is this the type of rider to get? If you actually look up in this top corner right here, it says HP without reset and HP with reset. So if you reset this, it's only 1% attack difference. The HP isn't going to be any different, but this rider focuses so much on HP and rage. You're looking at a 13.5% increase in rage, a 7% increase in attack, and a whopping 38% on HP. Now, you may ask, why is HP so important when flying warriors, sorcerers, or whatnot? Hey, Cherry, how you doing? Some people may ask why why HP is so important when flying warriors, sorcerers, and invokers. Warriors, invokers, and sorcerers their spell set is usually based off of HP, and they rely on the ability to stay alive. Where hunters have a different style of flying, where they rely on not being able to be hit. So usually their HP is less relevant. It is still important, but not as important. Where you're flying hunters, you want to focus on their attack power to take out the towers strategically. Blink to avoid getting hit. You have different mechanics and different spells to avoid taking any damage. And you surgically take out specific parts of the base so you can get through it. Warriors are tanky, and their spells are highly dependent off of the modified HP that you have. So again, if you don't fly hunters like me and you fly warriors, sorcerers, or invokers, Hugo is a must get. That's 38% increase in modified HP. This being said, I'm not going to get Hugo because I don't fly anything but hunters. But in the future, if I do want to fly a warrior, etc., this is the type of rider that I would need to have on my roster. So this is Hugo. I actually don't know if I have Hugo. Let me take a look. No, I don't actually. I only have Zandra. I didn't even have Hugo. Now, let's take a look at Zandra. This is Zandra. So they've divided it up here. You see the lighter color is where she can go right now. And here's where she can go with the other. Now, this is a type of rider that you do not necessarily need all of the shards. It goes type specific. As you can see here, the hunter attack up and HP up, and then the hunter HP up. This I actually don't like. Zandra's boost, yes, it's better than what she is now. So is it a good investment? Probably still a good investment. But what I don't like about this is the hunter focuses on HP when it goes to the champion. And the other types of dragons, warrior, sorcerer, and invokers, they focus on the attack power going up. Now, why is this impactful again? Guys, hunters rely on attack power and surgically taking down specific towers in the base, where warriors, sorcerers, and invokers highly rely on HP because that modified HP affects how powerful and efficient your spell set is. So, I actually don't think that Zandra is the best direction to go. I'm actually still using Zandra. I've actually currently have her on Barbend, so I will be getting it. But once again, it's boosting the HP and the attack is not going up any. So this is, I think out of the three, the worst rider that you could get. But it's average. So she's well-rounded. Regardless of which type of dragon that you primarily fly, she can be put on any of them. So she's a good rider to fill gaps, but she doesn't really have a niche. Lastly, we have Suresh. Oh my god, Becky, look at this rider. Suresh is probably, out of the three riders that are going to be available on Wednesday, the best, by far, rider that is available. So I, for one, am going to be focusing and getting this rider hands down. No argument. So let's take a look. Yes, you could set her as a dual class rider, but her stats are not as proficient. That's one of the problems that I have with it. She doesn't have a niche. So if you look at Suresh, if you fly a hunters, you need this dragon. Not this dragon, sorry. You want this rider. This is like Rasheen. Very similar to Rasheen. Rasheen has the extra ammo that you can get. Suresh has the extra rage, plus the 34% increase in attack. Not the best, not the highest. Anja is still the best rider for Hunter Flyers. Rasheen, arguably the second best because you have that extra Hunter... that extra Hunter ammo. But that 34% is pretty big. So I will be personally getting Suresh, and I'll probably be putting him on my onto the hunter that I get this season so that I can keep Barbend in my roster, because we all know how much I love Barbend. So if you look at the hunter stats, hey Escanor, how are you doing? If we look at the hunter stats, we're looking at 34% increase attack. Wow. We look at 10% on the HP and 15% on rage. So if you have a rage heavy dragon, that's a hunter, this is a good rider for you to put on it. Keep in mind, he does not have an additional ammo on him, similar to Zandra, where he's more specific to whatever type you want to do. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Escanor. For the Invoker, the stats are going to be 24% attack, 28% HP, and 15% rage. Again, I don't think it's not the best you can get. Invokers, you don't really have to worry too much about the attack power. I think with Invokers, Sorcerers, and Warriors, the biggest focus you should have is usually HP, because their spells are highly dependent on that. So again, if you fly Sorcerers, Warriors, or Invokers, Hugo's the way to go with that 38%. But still decent. They're with the Invoker with 24%. I don't really see that as being productive, but hey, it is what it is. And you do have that additional rage that you get as well. Now the Sorcerer, this is just as good as Hugo. So you're looking at 6% attack. Once again, guys, we all know Sorcerers should not, aren't really focused on attack power. So if you've got Sorcerer attack runes and glyphs and stuff like that, that's not where your focus should be. Your focus should be on boosting the shit out of their HP, because all of their spell sets are usually based off their modified HP. So if you look here, you have the 38% increase in HP, and you have the 15% increase in rage. Both very good qualities to have if you do fly Sorcerers. Now, since I'd argue Kin, we haven't really had that great of a Sorcerer. You know, we had Jelly, I think the name is, who is decent. But yeah, this is a really good rider. If you fly Sorcerers, definitely you're looking at using Suresh or Hugo. With the Warrior, 34% increase in attack, 10% increase in HP, and 15% increase in rage. But again, guys, Warriors usually depend on their HP for their spell sets. So keeping these stats in mind, let's go look back at the Mythic Dragons. So I have this up here. Again, all this information, guys, you will find in my Discord under Games War Dragons. All of these portraits and everything are here. So we're going to pull up this Warrior. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So here is the Warrior stuff. Demonic Frenzy, this is just a normal It heals as you attack. Dragon's Breath attack restores 1% max HP each time it hits any structure. So it's a constant increase of your HP. Roar of Sorrow deals 3% of the dragon's modified HP as
Tier
damage.
100.
Oh, thank you very much for the bits, Escanor. Greatly appreciated. Deals 3% of dragon's modified HP as damage to all nearby towers. Freezes affected towers for 1 second. Duration is 1 second. Cooldown is 5 seconds. Again, guys, look. Look here. Deals 3% of dragon's modified HP. Next. Dragon takes 20% of its modified HP as damage and gains increased breath attack by 300%. Yes, that does affect the HP, but it is increasing the attack power. And yeah, so their burst attack here is based off the HP. So if you want to take down the towers quickly or whatnot, if you want to rely on attack, yes, I guess Suresh would be decent for this, increasing that, but you do need a tank of a dragon to get through it. If we look at the sorcerer, deals 10% dragon HP as damage and heals a dragon. So a lot of these spells, it takes the modified HP of the dragons and uses it as their attack spell. And the invoker's crap, so we're not going to even talk about the invoker. So overall, the stats for the rider are pretty good. I think the number one rider in here. Oh my god. We got to scroll down like this. So out of these three, I think a must-to-get is Suresh, especially for those of you who fly hunters. If you fly anything that's not a hunter, I think Hugo is a must-to-get. And Zandra is kind of the average rider that you can get, which covers all bases. So if you're looking for something that can be used across different dragons, and you're okay with the smaller stats, Zandra's probably the way to go. If you don't really have a niche and you kind of flop between different types of dragons, Zandra's a good overall average rider. So all you're doing is you're increasing the HP by about 9%. Again, you do not need to max this line. Get Xandra to a level where you can get the 3 nodes of the type that you need, the type that you're going for, and then stick to that. I only use Xandra on hunters, so I only need to level her a few times to finish her off. Let's take a look at what she looks like in my rider line. Mine is Trinity. So I went the hunter line here at the top, and I went the rage increase. Now I have no skill points left on this rider, but when the champion rider nodes become available, I only need to get this one, which is what does that say? Oh, it's so small. I need to get this node, and then I'll have access to these 3, but I won't have to worry about this, and I won't have to worry about this. So Xandra's a more overall average one. Hugo for anything except hunters. And if you fly hunters, Suresh is the way to go. I named mine Jafar just for later reference. When you see that I do get him, you will see that his name is not Suresh, it is Jafar. Because to me, he looks like a Jafar. I've actually renamed all of my riders. So where is my Jafar? Where is he? There he is. So I've started to progress him. I did not finish him, so I will need to get shards to level him up as well. But we're all going to do that come Wednesday. We're going to talk about these champion riders again leading up to the event. So I do hope that this information was useful. And you can find out all this information. I am here daily live, so it's a great source, a great place to get information. If you don't like digging and asking around for the information, we go over all of the content as it gets released, whether it be branches, whether it be strategizing in Atlas or main game and budgeting resources or whatever the case may be. We do cover it every day here on Twitch, so definitely come check us out.